adulterers in churches and pornographies in the schools. We got gangsters in power, and the lawbreakers are making the rules. We live in a political world where love don't have any place. We live in a time where men, women, children, boys, and girls are committing crimes, and crimes don't have a face. We live in a political world under the microscope. You can travel anywhere and hang yourself there. You always got more than enough rope. We live in a political world where gangs are replaced by schools. Friendships are replaced by parenting. And everything that is good, holy, and godly is under attack. This past week, we had problems in the city of Chicago of accusations made against certain priests, pastors, and parishioners of churches and synagogues of child molestation and abuse of children. I find that to be a very important subject because it says something about the times that we are living in. It says something about parenting. It says something about people in power. It says something about who we choose to look up to. It says something about who we are worshiping. We live in a political world. And in order to understand the politics of the world, you need to examine the people who are in power, the people who are abusing power, the people who don't understand the power that they have and how, on one hand, they can help the community, but they choose to turn the other way because more money is to be made by not helping. Last week, I made a statement that I would like to repeat, and it's so true every single day of our lives, and it can be put to the test at any given level. If you want to get in trouble, try to help someone that is poor. If you want someone to turn their back on you, try to help someone in need. If you want someone to criticize you, try to feed the hungry. It's all political. We live in a political world. So what? What happened to shame? Shame has seemed to be, did we have the funeral and I wasn't invited? As you turn on daytime television and you see people on these court TV shows where the children are suing their parents, the landlords are suing the people in their apartments or in their homes for frivolous things, and it's gotten so popular that they put it on television, and it's getting tremendous ratings. There seems to be no such thing as shame anymore. Parents talk to their children don't listen. Nevertheless, they listen to anything that's on the street. Political world. Shame has seemed to have been taking a back seat to so what? I'm going to tell my story regardless. There used to be a time whereas if a young girl in the neighborhood got pregnant at an early age, she was sent away. And the next time you saw her with the baby, never knowing that she was pregnant. It is so important for us to understand that shame has been put to shame. And now people are saying and telling and doing everything under the sun with all kinds of excuses for their own understanding. People are on television suing their sons, brothers and sisters are suing each other, taking each other to court. And like I said, there used to be a shame in that sort of thing. When you had problems in your family, you worked real hard to keep it in your family. Political. We live in a political world. Trade imbalance has been replaced by the drug war, which isn't working. Never did, never will. It definitely isn't working for the people it needs to work for. Instead, it's putting more money in the politicians' hands and in their pockets. And they get in front of the camera and they do their little dance for the public, and the public as a whole eats it up. Every year, do you realize every year we vote and elect people off of lies? 90% of the politicians and 90% of their speeches have this statement: I will not raise taxes. Now, every time every one of them get in office, one of the first things that occur is tax raising, tax hikes, new bills that they can tax on, new products that they can tax. They want to tax illegal drugs now because they're saying it's going to bring in enough money to fix the economy. That sounds like the same story that they gave us in 1980 when they started the lottery, when they promised that the lottery money will fix the schools. I stand to tell you with my research, and you can find this out on your own, since 1980, when the lottery first started, up until this day, in 2010, there has been enough money made not only to fix our schools, but to fix schools on other planets. It is so amazing that no one's asking, where is all of that money going? It's there. It's in the politicians' hands. It's in their pockets. It's in offshore bank accounts. It's in their other homes, offshores and other seas and other countries. How is it possible that a politician can make $60,000, $70,000 a year, but have 3 homes worth $2 million apiece? And no one is asking questions. Not their bosses, not the people who vote them in, not the people who so-called the watchdogs. We live in a time now where watchdogs need to watch the watchdogs because it's a political world. Our world has gotten so political that the politics of the world has invaded every aspect of our personal, public, and private lives. Politics is in your families. Politics is in the schools. Politics is in the playgrounds. Politics is in the stores you walk in. If you're a black person walking into a Korean stores, they're not very hard to find. Watch how you are followed around and watched. Whereas while they're watching you, the white man, the whoever will come in and steal the store blind, and they never notice them. A political world. It's all about politics. It's all about getting over on anyone that is not going your way, that is not political. Once again, if you want to get in trouble, just try to help someone other than yourself. This world is about me, me, me. And one of the things I'm proud of on this program is that we are trying to empower our people through education. And with that education, we encourage you to do something with it. Don't just sit and learn and not do anything about it. Get up off your rusty dusty and help the next brother next to you, or the sister next to you, or the child in the street who don't even know how to cross the street without looking both ways. Parenting, politics, political world. It is so odd and strange that what we have right now is hurting our black family. It's hurting our black community. And it's making it look like we'll never advance. We'll never be on top. We'll never be first. The society, the politics, Washington has closed us out. So therefore, we need to come together within ourselves in order to empower ourselves and empower our children. Don't let the schools teach your children things that you should be teaching them at home. When a child goes to kindergarten, they should know certain things. But nowadays, they don't. And what we need to do is to have an understanding that we, as black adults, need to grasp back hold the minds of our children. Take the music away. Take the rap away. Take the offshore television away. Fear factor is not life. Life is where you live with your family. A political world is what we have. And in order to turn it around, we must be realists. It's hard being a realist because then you must denounce and push away everything that is not adding up to fact, truth, and helping someone else. We live in a political world. We live in a political world. But guess what? We created it. So if we created it, we can turn it around. Only through the grace of God is that possible. But we've turned away from him. We've turned away from him. And yet he still blesses us every day. Look around you. Understand, we live in a political world. Bless your neighbor. Bless yourself. We'll be back next week. Thank you and peace.